Hello everyone. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at an article from CoinDesk that was published on February 1st. It's written by Brady Dale, and it's covering basically Gab doing an initial coin offering and using cryptocurrency in place of stock. So, what gets me about this article is it's basically kind of a hit piece, like shoot yourself in the foot, because this is a cryptocurrency site. Their success depends on cryptocurrency. And here they are shooting themselves in the foot, using this as an opportunity to go after Gab for supposedly being alt-right. It's kind of funny because it's counterproductive to their end goal of, mainstream acceptance of cryptocurrency. But anyway, let's get into this article here. One of the internet's more controversial social media brands is getting into the crypto-powered fundraising game. Revealed in an SEC filing on Tuesday, the alt-right friendly Gab, the alt-right friendly Gab, more accurately would be the free speech friendly, the free speech absolutist Gab. Let's Slip it intends to raise $10 million in a forthcoming initial coin offering. But perhaps most notable about the company's plans is its decision to take a compliant route to reaching investors. Which to me, is a very good thing because it's going to legitimize more so cryptocurrencies. And besides having the value of, say, the blockchain become what the currency, the cryptocurrency will be valued on, it'll be the actual value of the company. So, you actually have something that's attached to it. It's not a fiat, because I hate to say this, even with the blockchain, cryptocurrency is a fiat currency. Okay, this actually at least has something tangible behind it. So you have a situation where, by the concept of what a fiat currency is, this isn't going to be one. As opposed to opening up its token offering to just any global buyer, Gab will pursue its funding under Reg A Plus, a creation of the 2012 Jobs Act that allows non-accredited U.S. investors to buy equity in startups. So now, I'm assuming by non-accredited U.S. investors, they're talking about average Joes, which to me would make sense with Gab's situation on how they've raised money. It's been crowdsourcing and such. So, to me, it just makes sense that that's what they're getting at with that. Gab first announced its plans to run an ICO in August, but hadn't revealed how much it would raise or how it would do so. And this is actually a very ingenious way of going about it. Again, because you're actually creating a cryptocurrency with something besides the blockchain behind it. And to me, when it comes to the value of cryptocurrency, it isn't for me the blockchain, but for most people it is. For me, it's the fact of, depending what crypto, well, actually all of them can be this way, but they become an intermediary. They're like the idea of the American dollar on a global exchange, okay? All these nations, when they make their currency exchanges, it gets changed to dollars and then changed to the other currencies, from the original to dollars and then to the new currency. So this takes place of that. And I know that's going to weaken the U.S., but in the long run, going against the globalists and the global banking and their ideas of global fiat currency and all that, it's the best way to fight it. So I'm looking at the bigger picture on that note, but I see the value because of that. So let's move on here. Following the filing, Gab CEO Andrew Torber clarified that the company has created 2 million Ethereum-based Gab tokens that, due to the mechanics of the design, will effectively function as Class B shares in the company. Right. So their value is going to be linked to the value of the company. Selling for $5 a piece when released, Gab tokens will represent 16.6% of the total equity in the business, Torber said, adding, "There's no tricks or utility made-up nonsense. It's an equity token, plain and simple." Yeah, it gives you equity in the company, a stake in the company. So it's basically relying, it's got, like I said, it's got something backing it. It's not fiat, which is a very good thing. Equity held in Gab tokens may be reduced later with the issuance of newer shares of common or preferred stock, as the circular acknowledges. The token shares are non-voting. Okay, so as they, like a stock. I mean, that's not a problem. So it may be reduced later. All right, fine. But you never know. They might split them, and you might end up with your coins being split to two. I mean, like the idea of stock splitting, it all depends. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities that could go on here, and they're just trying to play it down. Well, they could be reduced later. They're not playing up the fact that, as the new shares come out, they're also going to be, tokens, and they're going to be put onto the market, and they can be purchased as well. I mean, there's a lot of factors to look at this. They're just trying to go, oh yeah, well, you can put money in now, but your value might be reduced later. They're not playing, kind of honest here, I think. Because they're not playing that way. They're being dishonest. Because, I mean, these are being treated like stocks. So if they are being treated like stocks, like I said, they can split, they can increase in value besides decrease in value. Their value, if they issue more stock, okay, usually the value isn't affected that much, but they're trying to, well, I don't know if you want to go with it's like they're trying to say, oh, I don't know if you want to go with this, like at least trying to put that in your head. To those who have been following closely, though, Gab's plan of action may not be surprising. For one, the company has been dismissive of many aspects of the ICO trend to date, referring in another Medium post to a controversial project as a dumpster fire. Yeah. I wonder what one they were talking about with that. Oh, I'll probably look into it later because I don't want to get sidetracked here. Utsav Sanduja, Gab's COO and Global Affairs Director, expounded on the theme in an email, writing that he believes many ICOs have been fraudulently raising funds by bypassing regulations and standards. They probably are. I wouldn't doubt it. We believe this is the wrong approach, he said. We have many crypto millionaires on Gab who love liberty and our mission, but were unable to invest in our last round, which was fully in fiat. Yeah. Okay, so what they're looking at is they'll be able to exchange. That's true, because you can literally exchange your cryptocurrency without having to cash it out and just do a direct switch over. So that'll probably be a good option for them as well, because there are a lot of people that have money tied up in cryptocurrency that would see it as an investment worth transferring possibly even slivers of Bitcoin. But yeah, so I can see where they're coming from with that. Launched in 2016, the company is known as a gathering place for the alt-right. No. The left has labeled it as a gathering place for the alt-right. It is basically the island of misfit toys for people who are kicked off Twitter. Okay? Because Soy Boy of a Card, fucking Milo Yiannopoulos, just to name two people for an example, are not alt-right. A lot of people who get kicked off Twitter end up there. The only reason why it's been known as a gathering place for the alt-right is because people like you label it as such. A visitor to the site today will find lots of posts about President Donald Trump, memes mocking activist celebrities, and pretty decent animal photos thread with a smattering of body painting mixed in among the dog memes. Okay, that doesn't sound alt-right to me. Oh wait, you're probably looking at the fact of pro-Donald Trump? Okay, sure. Despite making some noises last year to diversify its audience, the SEC filing describes a massively underserved niche market it hopes to capitalize on. We estimate that there are 50 million conservatives, libertarian, nationalist, and populist internet users from around the world who are seeking an alternative to the current social networking ecosystem. Oh, there'll be more than that, because as the thought police expand their fucking reach between Merkel's fucking, Stasi fucking Germany shit, and the leftists in the U.S. going, with Twitter fucking running the show, and Facebook running the show, there's going to be more than 50 million people, because as they expand their fucking reach of what they find offensive, more and more people are going to get, kicked out of the little club. And that's the honest to God's truth about it. Investors have already registered an intention to buy 1.6 million worth of tokens, and there is no date scheduled for the offering because it's contingent on regulatory approval, though the team hopes to run the sale in the first or second quarter of the year. Well, this is going to be interesting to watch. It's going to be scary, like for the investment communities, okay? Whether you're talking venture capital, whether you're talking the people that would act as, I guess you could say them, for lack of a better term, we'll just say the middlemen, that are the middlemen normally when it comes to IPOs and stuff like that. Those people are not going to like this because it allows for the company to go directly to the people, and they're not going to get their cut. And that's probably going to really, really have them fighting this tooth and nail if it grows as a trend for companies. I mean, just to be honest here. Stepping back, details were also revealed about the platform on which the tokens will operate and how it could add value to Gab's existing offering. The company, for example, has a vision to create a new architecture for social media that it's calling the Exodus Protocol. It doesn't have a white paper or a complete technical description other than a broad outline described on Gab's page on Start Engine, from which it will sell the equity tokens. Okay, yeah. You make it sound like, they're talking out their ass at this point. It's complete speculation. But then you get in, you talk about the details, and the funny thing is open source has been working on this very technology here that we're about to talk about, and they've been doing it for a while. The page describes Exodus as a peer-to-peer social networking infrastructure that will allow Gab to offload the risk of routing data. Yep, this has been worked on in the social media community. I mean, in the open source community in regards to social media. There are several projects that are doing this. For them to take it mainstream is a very good thing. And for them to hook in the Gab token, I want to call it a Gab coin. I think it just sounds better, Gab coin. But yeah, to take the Gab coin and work it in to add value to it, because as more people use the social networking site, it increases the value of the company. It will also, the way that it looks like they're going to do this, it'll increase the value of the token, besides from the value of the company itself increasing through the use of the actual blockchain. Win-win. I got no problems with that. The current plan is to build it in a decentralized fashion, leaning on existing protocols like the Distributed Data Protocol, DAT, and the Content Addressing System, IPFS. It may not use a blockchain at all, though Torber told CoinDesk that it is looking at both EOS and Blockstack as potential platforms. Okay, well, it could go either way. I'm thinking they're going to, because he's been talking about using blockchain as part of the setup for the distributed peer-to-peer setup for a while. So hopefully that's the route they go, because like I said, that would be a win-win, because you're having the value of the company and the use of the blockchain increasing the value of the token. And it actually is the best of both worlds, because you have that mining aspect through it, but you also have the non-fiat nature of it. So even if people want to argue about the blockchain aspect, okay, you still have that other backer. And if people want to go, oh well, it's just a representation of a stock, this gets added, it's going to bring in those cryptocurrency people as well. So this could definitely pay off if they go that route. Nothing nothing concrete set in stone right now. The truth is, all of this tech is super early and very unscalable, he wrote. Yeah, I mean, there are people that are working with using blockchain in their social media setup and in, say, alternatives to YouTube. Look at DTube and Steam It, which is affiliated with, and there's another site that they have that's part of it as well. So, I mean, it's in its early, stages here. It's in its childhood. It's past infancy. It's in childhood. I mean, we're still in the teething stages. So hopefully they can get through the teething stages and get it scalable, because that would be a definite benefit to Gab and for their tokens and just cryptocurrency in general. The company said it has a large number of anonymous technologists working with it now, helping it to assess its options, which it calls the Alt Tech Alliance. Inspired by events that took place at Google last year when engineer James Damore was fired, Sanduja explained. Yeah, I mean, that lit a fire under people's asses. And I'm glad to see that, you have Torba and Sanduja and others, working towards creating alt tech. And the thing is I think they would probably do really well creating open source projects, okay, and going for the FOSS community with this. I really think, on the note of development, that would probably be one of their best approaches. And here's my reasoning why. Even though in FOSS, in free and open source software, okay, with the free software camp, you have software commies. And they are software commies. I mean, they think that all software should be free. It's literally, Marxism in not in practice. I was about to say practice. Marxism in belief structure. So I mean, they're not your usual type of Marxists. They're very free speech. They're very privacy oriented. And that's kind of a common theme throughout free and open source software. So you would pull in some of those people, but you would pull in a ton from the open source side of the community. And they'd be more than willing to help develop this, because they're about the same exact beliefs in, free speech and privacy and keeping things out of the hands of government, okay, that they would actually end up probably moving the whole situation of where they're at and how much they have of this developed to the point of where it would feel like the blink of an eye. I really think that would happen. The company said it has... All right, yeah, I already covered that. The engineer was let go in August for writing a memo arguing that men may be better suited for engineering roles at the company. No. Oh my God. That is a complete and total misrepresentation and fabrication. Okay? What he said is if you want to attract more women, you have to look at these factors. If you play to strengths and to their desires, you will bring more women into tech. Which what I'm paraphrasing, I'm dumbing it down for you here, buddy. But that's what he got to at the root of it all. It put out a call for the best of the best engineers to join, but that Alt Tech Alliance's channel on Gab has only 2 posts. Oh, so because they're talking directly to each other, which they are, okay? As opposed to just sitting there, posting. You're trying to play it down. Okay, buddy. Torba said, the point of the ICO is to raise capital to build out a team to make Exodus happen. The goal is a censorship-resistant, open-source communication protocol that no government or corporation can censor. So, Okay. Well, the thing is if you're going to make an open source communication protocol, your best bet, focus on getting open source people onto Gab. If you want to get Gab really going, my suggestion to Torba, okay? My suggestion to Sinduja, okay? Whether it's through advertising, whether it's through word of mouth, whether it's through outreaching to the idea of content creators, okay? Go after the Linux community, okay? Don't fuck around. Go after the Linux community. Go after those FOSS people, okay? Because these are the type of people, all right, they're like in the scene where the Joker talks about how in The Dark Knight, when Joker talks about how he's like a dog and, you know, is focused on cars, and if he actually caught one, he wouldn't know what to do. You know, he doesn't have a plan. Okay, the thing is on that idea of the focus, okay? And I'm not saying this in a bad way, because I'm a Linux person myself, okay? I'm saying this on the note of the focus itself. They are like that, okay? They will sit there and they will clamp down on something, and they will put their heart, like, you know, and like if it's a problem, like with, say, development, like trying to find a solution. Okay, they're like a pit bull. They will clamp down on it, and they will put their heart and souls into it and wrestle it into submission. Okay? That's the Linux community. I mean, a lot of the developers, I mean, these are people that are putting their own time in for something that they believe in, that they feel is worth it. And what Gab is doing here, what Torba is doing here, what Sinduja is doing here is worth it. Put your focus on these people. Reach out to those content creators that do all the Linux, like, you know, contents. Talk to Brian Lunduk, for example. Okay? Influential man in the Linux community. Okay, known for his Linux Sucks videos, which are great videos, by the way. I suggest you check them out. The title is deceiving. They're pretty pro-Linux, actually. I mean, it's kind of a joke thing with the Linux Sucks, because it sucks, but it's great and you love it. But anyway, you know, if they reach out to people like him, and they get the word out there, they will get people more than willing to join in on development. It's that simple. And if they want it to be open source, these are the people that you want involved. Because these are the people that helped make Linux an open source success. Just saying. Anyway, I think I've covered this well enough, so I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.